So today's webinar is on V8 promotions. It is a tool within a tool, so it's part of Retail Pro, but it is a separate executable that has been added on. So it is important that we do some setup first. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. If anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. I will try to pay attention to when your hand raises that you have a question, and we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and minimize this. I'm going to minimize Retail Pro. Now, I've put a shortcut on my desktop, but what you would want to do is right-click on your Retail Pro icon, and then go down to Properties, and that's going to bring you where you can click on Open File Location. Now, I already have my file location open, so this is the window that it would bring up. And it should say up at the top here, D, C, or R, depending on where your Retail Pro is loaded. And then you should have a Retail 8 or a Retail folder. Now, you'll notice your RPro 8 executable is right down here. That's how you know you're in the right spot. Okay? Now, in this folder, there is an RPro Prom folder. So when we open that up, you will see that there are 3 files that are in BMP or BPL. These first 3 files need to be copied and then go back up to your Retail 8 directory. And you'll notice you're going to put those into the plugins folder. And you're just going to paste those in here. Now, mine are already in there, so it's going to prompt me to overwrite. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and overwrite those, even though I don't necessarily need to. Yeah, we're going to skip that. Okay. So once those are in place, again, I'll go up to the Retail Pro 8 directory and then into the RPro folder. This is where we're going to actually find the executable. So it is called RPro Prom. So scroll all the way down to the R's till you get down to the RPro type files. And what you're looking for is the RPro promo.exe. I had the name wrong. Now what I did to put mine on the desktop is I simply right-clicked, and then I told it to send it to my desktop. That created a shortcut from this directory, and it put the icon that I want on the desktop. And my icon is right here. Okay? Now, it is important in regular Retail Pro, after you have that on your desktop and you have all the files moved, it is important that you go into Tools and then Sec Admin, and that you register the security file for the promotion tool. Okay, so once you get into Sec Admin, you can come up here to this little arrow pointing to this stack of disks, and that's going to allow you to register a file. So you're going to get past all the manila folders until you see the ones that end in SEC. Okay, and I'm looking for RPro promotions. Okay, so I'm going to double click on the RPro promo.sec, and that registers that file. Now, once I have it registered, I can go into the Groups tab, and one by one, probably starting with my managers, I'm going to give them permissions or not give them permissions for this RPro promo tool. Okay? So you'll see that right now the managers don't have any access to it at all, either to run the program or to filter. I'm going to give them both. And then in the inventory, I'm going to mark C cost fields. Okay? I may want to do the same thing for my back office staff. I may want to do that for the buyers, and most definitely for the administrators. It's not typically something that you would give your cashiers, your assistant managers, anything like that. Who needs access to this are going to be the people that need to set up the promotion ahead of time. So make sure that you give the proper groups the proper security, and then don't forget to save it when you're done. Okay, and then you can go ahead and close that window. Okay, now, when you're working in the promotion tool, because they are two separate windows, it is important that you close and reopen Retail Pro after you're done with your promo. So I'm going to go ahead and close it now. And I'm going to open up my promo tool. Okay. And the same passwords that you use in Retail Pro are the same passwords that you'll use here. Okay. Now the first thing that you want to do when you're in the promo tool, and unfortunately the scripts on this page, my computer does not like them, so bear with me a moment while I enter my way through that pop-up. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the preferences. Now in version 8, there's very minimal preferences that need to be set up. Okay, the first one here is manual discounting. So if you allow the cashier to manually apply a discount, do you want to use a password? And if so, what password do you want to use? I would make it something, if you're going to use a password, I would use something that is pretty easy to remember. I usually will do something like PROMO for promo. Okay? Remember, Retail Pro is case sensitive when it comes to the passwords. So if you type it in all uppercase, it's going to expect it in all uppercase. Same thing with the lowercase. Okay? Clearance items, you could set anything that you mark as a clearance item to a certain price there if you're going to mark them as clearance. Last thing here is, do you want the system to prompt you if the customer is buying items that apply for more than one promo? So let's say that you're running a buy one, get one half off, but this is also a customer that qualifies for a 20% off certain items. Okay, so I do typically turn it on so the cashier is prompted. Now the decision whether or not you're going to allow them to have two different promotions applied to the same item is entirely up to you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save my changes. Now along the top here, it shows you the different types of promos that you can set up. Now, I am more than happy to email to you. There is a manual on this. I happen to already have it open. And it is a PDF all about the promotion tool. Okay? And it basically explains every single one of the types of coupon or promos that we're going to be talking about. So if you get stuck or you're not quite sure what a particular field means, or you don't remember what we talked about, know that this can be, you can pull up the manual and it can help you walk you through it. Okay? I had to kind of refresh my memory on what a particular term meant, so that was one of the reasons I had it open. So let's start at the very beginning and let's look at customer discounts. Now, customer discounts would be used when you want to allow certain customers to get a discount either on certain items or if they spend a certain dollar amount. Now, over here to the side, you'll see there's an add global and an add purchase. And really the difference between those is add global allows you to pick and choose what items they get a discount on. Add purchase is going to base it on the total amount that they've spent, regardless of the items that they're buying. Okay? So we're going to look at the add global first. I'm going to give it a name. We're going to call it Customer Global. Customer Glow, that'll work. Okay? Now, promo classes. This is something that needs to be set up in your Retail Pro system preferences and then applied to the customer itself. And the title of the field you want to add to your customer screen is promo class. Okay? I happen to have two promo classes set up, one for my VIPs, one for military. We're going to pretend like we're setting this up for military customers. Okay, so that's the promo. That's going to be the clue that lets the computer know this customer has been marked for special pricing. Okay, So it's very important that that mark gets put on the customer, otherwise the discounting won't come up. Now, as far as customer pricing, you can do a type or a percentage or a dollar. Most common is a percentage, and that's the way I'm going to do it now. Discount, I'm going to say 20%. Now, you don't need the percent sign. You don't need the decimals. The computer understands that this is a percentage, so you don't need to put any symbols in there. Okay? You can tell the computer when this promotion is going to start, if this promotion is going to end. If not, you can move the expire date out many, many years if you choose to. Just keep clicking until you find one that you like, and then now this is not going to expire for another 10 years. Okay? Now this is the field that I actually had to look up, was the first use percentage. So even though what the first use percentage is the first time this customer actually uses this promotion, you could have that first buy of it be a higher discount than what it's going to be after that. So say the first time that their promotion gets used, the first time they buy, maybe they get 30%. And then thereafter they would get 20% off. Okay? Now, special we're going to leave alone. Stores, you decide, what store it applies to. Now you can select all or just choose one or the other. Okay? We're going to go ahead and click OK here. Okay? Oh, I forgot about the spaces. There we go. Okay, so now I see up here what exactly is going on. And so for every customer that has that military mark on their file, they're going to get I don't know why that didn't stay on percent. Okay. Every time their name is put on a receipt, it is going to give them 20% off their purchase. Okay. The first time they use it, they're going to get 30% off, but then after that, they'll get 20%. Now, you don't have to have a different first use amount if you don't want to. So if I want to set that to be the same, whether it's their first time or their last time, it doesn't matter. Okay? Now, if this was the only promo I was going to set up and I had a remote store that needed this, when I was done, I would click on this send to remote, and then that would send that over in your next polling cycle. Okay, now I'm going to delete this one, and this time we're going to do an add purchase. So again, let's go. Okay, now the promo class is going to be for my military again, and they're going to get a set discount off of 20%. And so you'll notice everything looks exactly the same with one exception. So 10 years. Oh, there we go. Okay. So in the first example, we didn't have a purchase total. So if this customer spends over $200, they're going to get this discount. So it doesn't apply to the individual items that they're buying. It's based on the total amount that they spend. Okay? Again, choose your stores. Okay, we're not going to do anything with special. Okay? And then we click OK. So it basically looks the same. Not a whole lot of difference there, except now there is an actual purchase amount in there. Okay? So that is the customer discounts. I'm going to go ahead and clear that. We're going to back out. Now you also have the ability to do coupons. Okay. Now again, add global means that they'll get a discount on everything. Add DCS is going to allow you to pick and choose which departments or which items they get a discount on. And add purchase is based on the total amount that they spend. So maybe you send out a coupon that says $5 off your purchase of $100 or more. Okay, that would be an add purchase. They all are basically the same, but I am going to bring up the add DCS. Okay, so you'll notice the very first thing that you have here is what departments does this apply to? Okay. Now I can leave it blank if I wanted to affect everything in my apparel department. I'll leave the asterisks in my class and subclass field. If I'm only applying it to my women's apparel, I would choose just women's apparel and not care about my subclass. Or it can be for my women's apparel shirts. And that's the only thing that the discount gets applied to, or the coupon gets applied to. Okay? Now, of course, you give it a name, and maybe it's the fall coupon. Okay? You can give the coupon an ID, and this is primarily for reporting purposes. So when the coupon gets applied, just like it pops up a discount reason that you have to choose from, when this coupon gets applied, it's going to give it a coupon ID of fall. Okay, this is my fall coupon. I can do a discount percent or a discount dollar. I'm going to say this is 10% off. Okay, or if I wanted to do $1, it would be $10 off. Okay, I'm going to change it to 5. Now the promo classes, that isn't going to come into play. It doesn't matter who the customer is. If they bring in the coupon, they're going to get this discount. So I'm not going to choose anything in my promo class. I again set my start date. Special we're not going to work with. In fact, I should probably find out what special is all about, because quite honestly, I'm not seeing where that would be. So I'm just going to scroll down. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, so the special, if you read it down here, special, if it's set to none, the customer discount is applied after other discounts. If you combine it, only the customer discount is allowed, okay, or only that particular discount that you set up. That's where those manuals come in real handy. So I'm going to leave the special at none, but again, I want all of my stores to run this coupon. So I click OK, then OK again, and now any item bought in this area, as long as they have the coupon, they'll get a $5 off discount, okay? Now, if I click on Add Purchase, this is based on a threshold. So again, you can do a discount for every $100 they spend, okay? Give it a name, give it a coupon ID. Everything is basically the same except for the purchase total, okay? Just to let you see the Add Global. Again, this allows you to pick and choose the items that go on discount. So let me delete this one, and we'll add a global one, okay? So again, I'm going to give this a name, and I'm going to give it an ID. Okay, promo classes, I don't want any promo classes. I want it to start immediately and end at the end of October. Let's say we have it end just before Thanksgiving. Okay, I don't want them to come in on Black Friday and try to use this coupon. Okay, discount type, I'm going to leave it percent. I'm going to set up 10% in here and choose all of my stores. Now, I can choose any, if they buy any of these items. So I'm going to put it, let's see, clear all, specific, there we go. So if I want to bring up just my women's pants, I'm going to use my filtered view. I have to build it first, but okay, that'll work. And I'm going to choose only my women's pant department. Okay? So it only brings up and marks those particular items. Now I can click on any one of these check marks that I don't want that particular pant to be part of my discount, or I can change it back. Okay? Now once you've you've chosen all of the items that you're going to give a discount to, then click OK. So as you can tell from the different promotions, it's not that difficult to set them up. We do recommend, however, that you set them up and then reopen Retail Pro and test them and make sure that they're going to do exactly what you want them to do. Keep in mind, if you set your start date for the future, it's going to make testing very, very difficult. So at least for testing purposes, set it up on the current date, test it and make sure it's going to work, and then come back in here and edit the start date back to when you really want it to start. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And the next one I want to go over is probably the most commonly used promo. It's the one that everybody has been asking for years and years and years. Okay, and that is the BOGO. Buy this, get this. Okay. Now, again, we can add global or add DCS. Global is going to let us pick and choose the items. DCS is going to be set by the department. I'm going to go with add global. Okay. And I'm going to go through here and say, let's just start at the top of the list. Let's just say all these camp shirts are, they can pick any one of these camp shirts to buy. Now, I could have used the filter, and it would have pre-marked it for me, but where's the fun in that, right? So I'm going to go through and check all of these, big style. I had no idea this style was as big as it is. Okay, so now we're... Okay, I think I've got them all. Okay, now again, let's say this is my buy two, get one. Excuse me. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, again, I set my start date and my expire date, choose my stores. Now, because this is a buy two, get one, my buy quantity has to be 2. And I'm going to get 1 at a discounted rate. Now, if my special is buy 2, get half off the third, then I would put 50% in here. If it was buy 2, get 1 free, I put 100 in here. Okay? That means that they can mix and match any 3 of these shirts and only pay for 2 of them. Okay, if I set this to 50, pretty straightforward. They buy 3, they're going to get half off the third. Okay, so not too terribly difficult. It's just paying attention to what the field says and what you need, how you need to set it based on the promotion that you'd like to run. Okay, so I go ahead and I click OK. That promo is now set to start on the 2nd and run through October 1st. And again, anytime you do a promotion that is going to be ran at all of your locations, make sure you click on the Send to Remote. Okay? The computer makes a move list file that will pull over during the next polling cycle. Okay? Any questions so far about anything that I've covered so far? I know I'm going kind of fast, and I want to give you a chance to ask any questions if you have them. Okay, so I'm not seeing any hands raised, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward, and I'm going to delete the buy one, get one. Maybe I'll leave that one in there. Okay, quantity discounts would be if the customer is buying more than a certain quantity of given items that you've decided. And again, add global allows you to pick and choose the items. Add DCS affects the entire department. Okay? So again, we look at this screen. We would pick our items that we wanted and then fill out the top part of this. Now, when you're looking at this, there is an extra field here called price point. So they can, the only time that you would want to use price point is if the items that they had to buy all were the same original price. Okay? It's not used very often at all because sometimes you're mixing and matching, higher and lower priced items. Know that your discounts will always apply to the lowest price item on the tag. Okay? So as you can tell, this is all pretty much the same as it was. Okay? There is a required quantity because, again, this is quantity pricing, so they have to buy a certain amount. If they buy 12, anything over 12, they're going to get a discount on. Actually, what's going to happen is when they hit that magic quantity of 12, the computer is going to discount all of them to be whatever price you've set up here. So if these are all $15 shirts and they are required to buy 12, if they buy 12, they're $12.50 a piece. You would put the price that they're going to go down to up here in the price field. Okay? Not the price they are currently, but the price they're going to go down to. The price point down here would be the original price before any discounts. Okay? Now, I'm going to cancel that. One last one here. This one gets used fairly often. If you buy this, we're going to give you this gift for free. Maybe it's a tote bag. Maybe it's, I don't know, some little gift that you've decided you're going to give them anytime they buy a particular item. Okay? Now, I click on Add Global. So whatever item they have to buy in order to get that free item, you're going to mark that item right here. Can you tell I've cleaned house recently? Okay. So you would mark whichever item it was and then click OK. Yes, I know I need an item up here or a name up here. So, but beyond that, this is fine. I mean, everything up here is the same as what we've looked at in the other promos. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and back out of here. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Retail Pro. And if I've set up my BOGO correctly, I should be able to get a discount on my camp shirts. So I'm going to go into POS and then into receipts, then into a new one. Now, I know that those camp shirts are in the beginning of my inventory. Okay? So you'll see, buy one, get half off the third. As soon as I added that third one on there, it gave the 50% discount. This right here lets me know I've got my promotion set up properly. Okay? Didn't matter that these were mixed and matched items. I bought 3 of the marked items. And so it gave me my discount. Okay? And since they're all the same price, it just discounts the first one. Okay? So that lets me know that my promotion is set up properly and I'm good to go. Now, the key to most of these, especially if you're using the global, the key is really using this filtered view to your advantage. Okay? So I'm going to come in and edit this one. So maybe I want to clear these and let me mark some different items. Okay, because they're all different price points. So let me see here. Okay, we'll go with this one. So let me write down those SKU numbers because I won't remember them in 2 minutes. 71 and 62. Okay. So I go ahead and I click OK. And again, Now I need to close and reopen Retail Pro. That refreshes it, so the changes that I made, Retail Pro now knows about. Okay, go into POS and Receipts, then New, come down, and I'm going to put item 106, item 62, and item 71. Okay, so that promo did not work. I did not get 2 and get half off the third. So now I need to back out of here and find out why it didn't work. So let me close this and let's edit this. 62, 71, and then 106. Okay, buy 2, get 1. All of this is correct. Okay. Let's open up Retail Pro again. This is probably the most important part about the promo tool. Obviously, getting it set up correctly is key. And the only way you're going to know if you did it correctly before the actual day comes in is to test it out ahead of time. There we go. I think it was just a matter of backing out to the main promo window. So you'll see that it discounted the lowest priced item. If I take this discount out of here, okay, is this promo possible to set up? Spend $X and get, we can try it. I know what you're referring to, so let's see. We minimize Retail Pro. Okay. So it would be the buy one, get one. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. So if I would have to use the add global because I have to be able to pick and choose items. So buy X, get, or buy X, get Y. Okay, so there's my name. I choose my stores. I have to buy one. And let's say this is the one, okay? And then looking at your question again, let me pull that up again. Okay, specific. Spend a certain amount of dollars and get a product at a discounted price. Actually, the more I look at that, okay, X could be, so you're not looking for them to spend a certain dollar amount, but you're looking for them to buy a certain item. And then if they buy that certain item, they get a different item, a very specific item at a discounted price. Okay. So like I said, I think we're going to want to come at this from a different direction. And I think that that's going to be more the coupon type of thing, or gifts. I'm going to try it under gifts. Okay. So buy X, get Y. Okay. So I'm going to select all the stores. My required amount that they spend, let's say they have to spend $100 on any item in the store, and what they're going to get is this item right here. Now, the only problem I see here is that there's no way to show a discount on that item. So again, well, let's see what other ways we can do this. So add global. No, add purchase. I don't think the coupons are going to be a good fit for it, because the Ad Global allows me to set up specific items, but it doesn't base it on the amount of money that they spend. We want them to spend a certain amount of money before we give them whatever we're giving them, whether that's half off, 100% off, whatever. I don't think customer pricing is going to do it. I still want to go to the gift one, because what you put in there sounds the most like a gift. Okay, so the required amount. So I'm just going to call this test. Required amount is $100. And then let's just say that item 100 is what they get for free. That'll be a nice, easy number to remember. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click OK to this, and then back out of here. And then let me close and reopen Retail Pro. Okay, reopen. And that doesn't seem like I got it. I don't know that that's going to work, but new. So 1, 2. Okay, so now I'm over $100. Nope, that was not the way to do it. So we may not, with that promotion tool, we may not be able to specifically say, spend this amount of money and we'll give you this item at this discounted price. That would have to be something that you'd manually have to do, unfortunately. I just can't believe that there's not a way to do this. No problem. Now it's going to bug me. So if I figure it out when we're off the phone, I most definitely will give you a call and let you know, or email you. Now, what I can tell you, and I say this to any version 8 customer, I tell it to all of my version 8 customers, keep track every time I say, oh, well, we can do that in version 9. Keep track of how many of the things you're trying to do in 8 you're not able to, but you've been told you can do them in 9. That particular situation in 9, I believe that we could use the BOGO in the 9 promotion tool, because there's a filter for what you buy and a filter for what you get. And that's the problem I'm seeing with the BOGO here, is I don't have any way of saying, okay, buy anything in the store, and buy at least $100, and you can get this one item for 50% off. So that might be one more thing for you to add in the Pro column for when you're looking at possibly upgrading to version 9. Okay, but that's the problem I'm seeing here, is I don't have any way of saying this can be anything, but this get has to be something very specific. Okay. Okay, well, that basically is the version 8 promo tool. It's not super difficult. Like I said, the hardest part is getting everything set up ahead of time and the testing process. Okay? Okay. So yeah, it's never a bad idea. Just kind of keep track of what features are available in 9. They've added a lot of features. This is a very minor one that they've added, but they have added a lot of new features. And if you find that, okay, there's more and more reasons why we should think about version 9, that's the time that you can schedule a demo to see the product, or know that up on our YouTube channel, we do have quite a few videos, tape recorded demos of the Why Upgrade to version 9, and that video shows a lot of the new features. I don't know that it shows the promo tool because it's such a minor change, but it does show a lot of the new features in version 9. So, well, I want to thank both of you for showing up today. I appreciate the input. And you are welcome to join any webinar that you'd like. Do not be surprised. You will receive a link to this webinar. I did record it, and it will be up on our YouTube channel probably by the end of today. But you will receive a link on how to get to that video. So if you want to review anything again, you want to look at it again, how to set it up, it's all there. Now, I do have the name of your companies as far as with your email address. I have your email address, so I will email both of you this PDF document that we were looking at. That way you have it available anytime you need it. Okay? Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day. Bye-bye.